Global mobility is literally moving people from one country, from one location to another. And then the global mobility team, really what the role is to assist not only that employee, but the business, so like the managers, what are the business needs? Why do we need this individual to come from India to the United States? What are the business needs? Is it a short-term assignment, or is it a long-term, or is it permanent? So really kind of seeing what those needs are, and then assisting the employee with the relocation package. What does that consist of? Because that's a huge change, not just for the employee, but if they have a spouse, if they have children, what will that process look like for them? So really, I think that's what what global mobility does. It's not just looking at the business, but then also that individual and what their needs are.
Wow, what is mobility? It's everything HR. It really is looking after the person relocating. So there is the admin side of just doing the relocation A to B, but then there is all the complexity of the legal worlds. When I say worlds, it's countries. So, and they can be worlds apart, these legal systems. And there's the person and the family. So I think the mobility is everything from knowing your foundations in legislations, employment, policies, procedures, to being at times a counsellor and a supporter, a mentor, and just someone who listens, a trusted advisor. So the skill set is very manifold. It also requires us often to model. So we do need our data. So we need to understand our data to model various scenarios, because there's also a lot of business case preparation. From an analytical mindset to many soft skills, to handling complexities, because sometimes we do face conflicting scenarios, and then finding a way through it, and then there's a timing attached. So it's also a lot of resilience. It's learning to stay calm in a storm. So mobility is all of HR. Like every stream you almost find in mobility.
Right. From a business point of view, global mobility is moving its workforce across borders to achieve organizational goals, and also to drive performance growth, and to leverage the diverse pool that is available on a global scale.
In global mobility, we started out in the traditional assignments and moving people for a temporary period, coming back. And then that turned into a lot of people being more comfortable in moving permanently into locations. With the pandemic, that's all changing. And so we're even questioning what is, this return to work for everyone. And with that, global mobility is going to play a key role. There's going to be a lot of discussions about how do we have people working cross borders, without physically relocating. What about people that still need to be there, in another country in person? And so I think we're going to see a lot of different combinations come across our desks. And I think that's an interesting place to be, and a great place for mobility experts to show how they can collaborate with all the stakeholders across the company.
So my definition of global mobility is really, the act of helping an individual or an individual and his or her family move from one country to another. I know that there is a lot of domestic relocations, but my experience is primarily cross-border movements. So it's anything and everything that entails immigration, tax, pensions, social securities, banking, housing, shipment of goods. The act of helping somebody or somebody in their family move from one location to another. And so I think it's a very middle woman, humanistic, empathetic role that requires a lot of effective communication and active listening, because you're helping somebody through perhaps one of the most stressful yet exciting times of their lives.
So when I think of global mobility, I think of getting the right people in the right places at the right time. And ultimately, global mobility should be used as a talent strategy to attract and retain diverse talent. So while mobility professionals definitely are the gatekeepers and coordinate a lot of the logistics and make sure that we're staying compliant with immigration and tax and things like that, we're also a strategic partner. So we basically advise and counsel and educate businesses and come up with creative solutions to help businesses manage and meet their goals. And we also empower employees. And the mobility program is empowering employees to advance their career. You will find that in a lot of global companies, global mobility opportunities is important for employees as it relates to their career advancement and growth.
So the newer generation, I feel we're living in a digital age, and there is so much, there's connectivity around the world pretty much. And there's this expectation that, you know, if we've been dealing with this and going forward, this is what's expected. And so the newer generation they're very, very educated. They're very smart when it comes to technology. And so a lot of people, a lot of newer generation employees are looking at companies that can offer some type of remote work flexibility. I heard a story of a candidate that was offered a very high level position, but because it did not have the ability to for remote work for a significant portion of the time, the candidate refused the opportunity. So I think there is some level of expectation for the newer generation, all because of where we are with technology in this very advanced technological age. And so they look at that, but also they may not necessarily know the challenges that come with those types of assignments. So it's going to be difficult because yes, we have technology at our disposal, and yes, we can work remotely, but there are also challenges. There are immigration challenges depending on where you are, tax challenges as we're discussing, other relocation challenges. So it will have to be a medium where what is possible, what is feasible, and really what is allowed from a company perspective.
So global mobility to the business is an area of opportunity for expansion of the company. So a lot of companies like to expand their business into new countries, and global mobility plays a critical role in that expansion. There's also an opportunity for global mobility to be seen by the business as a partner in strategic development of their employees across the world.
I think now more than ever, with COVID coming to the forefront in 2020, I think global mobility has really come across as an important function. I think previously where it may have been overlooked, global mobility has played a key role in addressing COVID and where are our employees and what are they doing and do we need to bring them home. So I think global mobility now more than ever, if we didn't have a seat at the table, or if you didn't have a seat at the table, I think you do now.